Welcome to this tutorial on developing augmented reality wildlife conservation apps. In this series, we'll explore how technology can blend with nature to create meaningful conservation experiences. Whether you're a seasoned developer or just starting out, this video caters to all. Let's dive right in. Before we get started, let's overview the essential tools and technologies we'll use for this project. Our main stack will consist of Java for Android development, the AR Core SDK for augmented reality, and a 3D rendering engine like OpenGL or Unity for the graphical aspects. First things first, make sure to set up your development environment. Download Android Studio from the official website and install the necessary SDK packages. Now, let's create our new Android project. Open Android Studio, click on New Project, and choose Empty Activity as the template. Give your application a name, like Wildlife Conservation AR, and package name com.example.wildlifeconservation. Next, we need to integrate AR Core into our project. First, you should add AR Core dependency to your appsbuild.gradle file. This library provides the necessary functionalities to create augmented reality. Once you've configured your project, let's move on to the permissions. The app needs camera access for AR functionalities. Add the following permissions in the Android manifest.xml. The next step is setting up the AR session in our main activity. We will create an AR fragment. This fragment will handle configuration setup and render the AR content. In the layout of the activity, we need to include the AR fragment. Open the activity_main.xml and add the AR fragment to it. Let's now create a model of an animal that we want to display in our AR application. You can use Blender or any other 3D modeling software to create a model of a wildlife species. It's vital to export it in an appropriate format like .fbx or .obj. Once you have your 3D model, import it into your project. Create a new folder in the Assets directory called Models and place your FBX or OBJ file there. Now let's proceed to load the model in our application. We will need a library like SceneForm to help us work with 3D models within AR. Write a method to load your 3D model. Here, we will instantiate the model using SceneForm's model renderable class and create a tap listener to place the model on the detected plane. To make our AR experience interactive, let's add a feature where users can tap on the AR model to learn more about the species. We can use a simple text view overlay that will display the information. Create an overlay in your layout file. In your Add Node to Scene method, let's add a listener for the tap event on the model, updating the text view to display the species information. Now that you've got your AR experience up and running, think about adding GPS features to guide users to real-life wildlife spots for conservation efforts. Leverage the Fuse Location Provider client for obtaining user location. You may want to create a database to store information about wildlife, habitat locations, and conservation status. You can use Firebase Firestore as it integrates well with Android. Set it up by adding Firebase dependencies. After setting up Firebase, create a data model class that mirrors the structure of the data you'll be inserting into the Firestore. Now, you can retrieve wildlife data from Firestore and populate your app. Set up your Firestore instance and fetch the data in the onCreate method. To make this application customizable, consider implementing user preferences to filter the types of species displayed in AR, like endangered animals or local species. You can use shared preferences for this purpose. Finally, test your application on a physical device. Ensure you have AR Core compatibility and check your device's location services as well. That's a wrap on developing your AR wildlife conservation app. I hope you found this tutorial insightful and engaging. Now you have the tools to not only create an app, but also contribute to wildlife conservation efforts. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more exciting programming tutorials. Let's work together to make technology a force for good in wildlife conservation.